Dear brothers, dear sisters, today I am looking forward to going together with you in search of a precious treasure, the most valuable of all, joy of being. The synthesis of the spiritual path is joy. The achievement of mirthfully mastering the various circumstances of life embraces all other experiments of living ethics. Without joy, everything else is reduced to nothingness. If you succeed in keeping a cheerful mind and attitude, even in the most terrible conditions, you are an Agni Yogi and a new man of the sixth race. This is a spiritual exercise which requires right thinking, much knowledge, an expanded consciousness, and great mental strength. If, on the other hand, you fall into dejection, irritability, or aggressiveness, you are and remain the old man. Like a touchstone, your joy shows you whether your practice of Agni Yoga is successful or not. Joy is perfection. Agni Yoga is the first high teaching that places joy at the center of spiritual life. In the first volume, Leaves of Moria's Garden 1, there is a separate book of joy. The living ethics are truly an ode to joy, a spark from the gods. For centuries we have applied our striving to give humanity joy of being. The Mahatmas have established a very special school. Agni Yoga is a school of joy. Each teacher should teach the higher world as higher joy. No one will condemn him who brings true joy. Where is the school that can teach people joy? We have to get away from the old religion and worldview. It preaches us many terrible things. Constant bad conscience and feelings of guilt, original sin, omnipresent fear of punishment and hell, hostility towards body and senses, ceaseless commandments, prohibitions, and compulsion, and finally the catastrophe of death, purportedly completely destroying our existence. It constantly puts before our eyes a ghastly skull and the depressing admonition, memento mori, remember, you must die. But you will never make people happy with fear and terror. We need a new outlook on life, attitude towards life, and way of life, which are based on infinity, namely on joy of being. We are not talking theoretically. What we shall be discussing concerns each one of you, even those who do not regard themselves as spiritual disciples, because suffering is a disease of the soul. Joy is the characteristic of a beautiful, strong soul. Joy is the health of the spirit. How can you tell whether you are on the right path or not? Only by your enthusiasm. Discipline, obedience, selflessness are of no value if you exact them from yourself as a joyless sacrifice. Is a heroic deed possible without exaltation? Is self-sacrifice possible without joy? Is courage possible without enthusiasm? Nothing great is created without joy. Where should the strength come from? You can accomplish no important task and reach no high goal without this power at your side. Remember, until you have given service in actual joy, nothing of value is really accomplished. The Lord, it is said, loveth a cheerful giver. This applies all the more to the spiritual path. Do you want to walk it reluctantly or faint-heartedly? Can you imagine an embittered master or a morose disciple of wisdom? An absolute impossibility. Without enthusiasm, you can only fail in this steep ascent. One does not go far by growling. How do I find joy in life? True merriness is not drawn from external sources, but from within. Joy is within yourself. If you do not find it there, you will look for it in vain everywhere else. To understand this, we have to start with a little theory. What is joy? When you feel happy. Ah, how funny! What an enlightening answer! Well, what I mean is, joy is first of all an emotion you can control. External circumstances are insignificant. You alone decide what you may rejoice about, even in the worst of conditions. take another look at our video Mastery of Feelings. However, true spiritual joy is much more than just a passing emotion. That is why we are now proceeding further. Contrary to popular belief, a sunny disposition is not a quality that falls by mere chance into the lap of the one and is unfairly withheld from the other. Joy is the result of inner work, of a process of cognition, expanding consciousness, and gaining experience. The path to joy cannot be easy. Joy is the result of manifested labor. How exactly does this process, this spiritual work, progress? You recognize the magnificence and justice of the cosmic order with the eternal laws of karma, reincarnation, and correspondence, the uninterrupted continuity of life, the creative possibilities of immortal man, the beauty of striving for perfection, and the benefits of burdens and obstacles. Without the realization of these fundamentals, joy is not possible. You realize, as an immortal, you are a higher being of spirit, imperishable, invulnerable, invincible, fearless, and free. You are living in the most beautiful world imaginable, in a paradise, in an interior sanctuary. You walk the highest way, the spiritual path. You are pursuing the highest goal, mastery. You take part in the work on the greatest mission, on the gigantic project of the Brotherhood of Shambhala, on the new construction, on the creation of the new man and the new world. You experience, as long as you keep this knowledge of feeling incontestably in your heart, you will find an access to joy in any situation. The realization of joy grows through conviction, not through things. Man possesses the gift of cognizing joy. The high forehead was given to him to perceive the highest. From the far-off worlds down to the smallest flower, everything offers people joy. Why are people lacking joy so much today? We have lost the knowledge of the fundamentals of existence, of our destiny, our path, and our goal. Without this understanding, our existence is indeed absurd, and there is no happiness to be gained from a meaningless life. Without knowledge, there is no joy. If gladness comes from cognition, the reverse is true as well. Suffering is nothing but ignorance. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. If people would ponder upon the fact that knowledge is the only salvation, there would not remain a particle of the present suffering. All human sorrow is the result of ignorance. Knowledge, let us reiterate, will put an end to the suffering of mankind.